kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, but I don't wanna jinx it, baby. Just not get ahead of my time. Oh, but I don't wanna miss you, baby. So I stand up and speak just my mind. Oh. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're chilling when the rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're channeling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, 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 oh,
Yo, fuck that countdown. We're starting early. All right. Hold on, let me get this set up because I have no audio for CS2. All right, we good? Hear the game? You hear me? Yes. Do you see the game? Boom. All right, we're back. All right, tips and tricks. Ask questions per usual. Till then, I'm gonna be going through my note cards. And I'll be discussing things that I used to take notes on. Yo, also, damn, bro, my hair's fucked. If people are coming in here, if you guys have any ideas of what you want me to start covering over on the streams, let me know because I'm gonna start running out of tips and tricks pretty soon because I'm not on a team, so I'm like not actively learning CS as I was before. Because I was getting so many ideas and note cards of like. I was learning a lot of stuff because I was on a team, and right now I'm teamless this season, so I'm gonna be running out of tips and tricks. So I was thinking maybe I could do like some coaching streams or something. All right, well, I mean I'm in a team, bro. What do you mean? We're in a team, but that is not a team, bro. That is not a team. Why do I blow dick at this game? Is your name Caillou? That might be why. Which skins increase game sense most? All the ones I have. You need to get a butterfly, phase 4 Doppler, and then you get better game sense. All right, let me see. I'm gonna go through my note cards. It's the usual protocol. I'm gonna be going through my shit until someone else has a question. And then if you have a question, I'd rather answer that. Okay. Andrew, what's up? Are you serious? What the fuck? Aim routine? Yeah, I do actually have an aim routine video. Send me the match page, Andrew. 130 yards is crazy. When was this? Was this last Thursday? Oh, just now? Sunday? Oh, okay. You can reschedule. I forgot. Tuesday. Damn, bro. Andrew. Austin, Rift, Corn. Oh, that's the lineup? Damn, bro. That's biggest D right there. Or that's hardest D. Rift. That's his name. Oh, good shit. When's your next game? Thursday? I couldn't handle the hippo. Yeah, it's hardest D, bro. I call them biggest D. Wednesday? Are you streaming? Where the fuck is this stream? No, you can stream it? Oh. Oh, they won't watch it too? Are they like serious about it? With Dylan and all them? Dylan's calling, right? Dude, what the fuck? Legend is calling. He's from Brazil. What the fuck? Who's that? How to pad on entry? I don't know, I've never heard of him before, but he's super smart. Is he, what's like his experience? Has he been like in a Brazilian like advanced team or something? Yeah, and then for pathing, yeah, I'll show you the pathing in a second. Are you talking about like specific pathing or like you talking about like team pathing, Speen? Talking about like pathing for a specific site on a map or how like a team should set up an entry? He's been playing in NA for the past 2-3 years. I think he said he might ECF really. Oh shit. Legend. So it's you, Dylan, Gonzo, Legend, and then who's the fifth? I know I just had the match page open, but I forgot. JS Feltner. Why does it sound familiar? Just in general, I think I feel comfortable on others' maps. I'm just so lost in throw rounds. Yeah, in general, the entry when entering, he paused last, so maybe. Yeah, maybe I ran into a pug. Yeah, general when you're entering, I have a video on this before on my channel, but it's like two guys hard clear something. So like Inferno, say like you smoke off front sight and you're entering, like the two entries. Hopefully you have a molly for big pit or smoke. The two entries hard clear mini, like they just hard clear like where the guy's most likely to be at, and then you have a guy in the back. Damn, the wish crack. A guy in the back watching like the other angle. So like the other guy in the back is like watching this as you're running up, and then ready to swing off like the entries, deaths, and stuff. But like if you were to reverse it, right? So you smoke off wagon instead. Like the two entries will like come up in like I don't know, hard clear cold or some shit like that. And then the guy in the back, the third guy's watching back sight. You know, the entry, boom, boom, and then he comes hard clears cold. Third guy's like watching like all these other angles, and then he comes up too. That's usually how like entry works. It's like two guys hard clear something, and then the third holds everything that they're not holding. And then because you have two guys watching the same thing, Like they both just hard focus one person. It's like an easy fight for them. But yeah, entering, like you ideally shouldn't be doing it alone. It seems like a solo thing, but it's like a duo thing. It can be a solo thing though if you have like, if you're set up for it. But yeah, it's generally a duo thing. But I'm assuming you're pugging, so it's probably gonna be different. Yeah, if you're solo entering, just make sure like your spacing's good. Like you just look at your radar and make sure you're not like. That's like a thing with entering too, because I like always entry, and I used to just like W key in. I still sometimes do, and if you don't like if you're not aware of the spacing between you and your team, like you think you're doing like a good job. You're like, oh, I'm being selfless because like you're W keying in and like you're like creating space, but you're actually not if you're too far ahead. So like if you're like right here and your teammates are back here, you just like run in and die and they just can't trade you. So like you can pause as you're entering. It's like there's like almost like levels to entering where it's like just like basic good entering is just not being afraid to die, right? You have those people that are like they're supposed to be entering but they're just too scared to die so they don't move at all. And then you have like the next level up, which is like people that aren't afraid to die but then they go too fast, and they get like the level up after that where it's like they're not afraid to die but they know how to like handle pacing where they can pause and then go pause and then go like that. You're not like full on W keying. It's a whole skill, just being aware of your spacing while entering too. So yeah, if you're solo queuing, that'll probably be more applicable to you. Is just being aware of your spacing with your teammates, and then also still not being afraid to die, because that's also important too. Does that make sense though? I feel like that tip helped me a lot when I started realizing that about spacing. It's just not like always W keying in, because that's not always the best thing. Unless that's not your issue. What do you think is your issue with entering? You just said you're just generally lost. Let me see what you say. I have a good feel for what's right on maps I'm comfortable on, but on other maps I'm just so lost to throw rounds. I feel on the W key. Okay, yeah. So that should probably help then, if you're just like aware of spacing as you're entering. But if you're talking about map specific stuff, I can probably help out with that too. Yeah, 100% it would. Because like, although when you're entering, like, it's like if you're entering and you have good spacing, it's like just doing your job and going in, like that's good. Like you're doing a good job. But if you can get the kill, that's even better. And like obviously you want to get the kill if you can. And so like just maximizing your, like, why not go for like the A+ play instead of just like the B+ play, you know? Should most of your kills be from instant flicks like NBA? Depends on the gun that you're using. If you're rifling, let me turn on this phone because it's probably loud. If you're rifling, I figured out it's just best to pretty much always insta flick depending on your range, and then you let your spray be the micro adjust. So it's like if I'm trying to shoot that window, right? I just insta flick because that's not hard, and then you let the spray be the micro adjust. Even if it's like a wide flick, like see I'm trying to hit that, like you should just let your spray be the micro adjust because you have a chance of hitting him on the first bullet, and then also like while you're adjusting you have other chances to hit while you're adjusting. Because if you were to like do like normal Kovacs like perfect aim with a rifle, right, where like say I'm trying to hit that square right there, I'm gonna flick, adjust, confirm, and then shoot, that takes way too long. If you're rifling, you can flick, shoot, and then you have a chance of like while on the first flick you hit the first shot, and then also you have another chance too while you're trying to adjust onto the head. You also have several other chances to still hit those shots. So it's like instead of being like flick, confirm, adjust, shoot, you have like one perfect shot. You do flick, there's a gamble right here, you know, on the first flick, and then the whole time that you're spraying to try and get on the head, there's like a bunch of shot, like chances that you're still gonna hit the person. So it's like, right, you have the gamble right here, and then without the spraying, it would just be adjust, shoot. But during a spray, it's like during this little adjust that you're trying to get in the head, you have a bunch of chances to still hit that shot. So it's like if you're rifling, I just repeated myself like 3 fucking times. If you're rifling, yeah, you should insta flick and let your spray be the micro adjust. If you're AK, you can do like the one tap, double tap thing, or you know, MBM into a burst like I had in the video, or MBM into spray. You always do it with the AK. But yeah, if you're right with any other rifles, yeah, it should be a flick into a micro adjust with the spray. Depending on the range though, so yeah, if you're like FAMAS and like the guy's like fucking pit, it could probably be like a insta flick into a burst, and then you're just bursting the whole time. But Yeah, most of the time it should be insta-flick into spray. Except if you're like Deagle or Scout. But then also those two, if you're Deagle or Scout, if you're playing by cover, these should be insta-flicks because it like you should be playing the this is the bigger advantage is the cover, not like hitting your shot. So like you're better off playing the cover, being like extremely hard target to hit, and then having like a little bit less accuracy in order to, you know, be harder to hit. Like that's worth it. But if you're out in the exposed and you're taking a fight like here to here and you're Deagle, it might be worth it for you to take your time and actually confirm the shot. Like honestly, dude, I do Kovacs a lot, but I came to the realization recently that like almost all fights in CS are gonna be insta flicks. It's like pretty rare that you're not flicking, confirming, and shooting. But you should still train that way because training with proper aim like trains that insta flicks. But training with insta flicks all the time doesn't train proper aim, which is used in other situations. Does that make sense? Like you're almost limiting yourself if you always train by insta flicking. If you train with the proper aim, you're gonna train your insta flicks in that technique. But if you train with insta flicks all the time, you're not training your proper aim, which can be useful in other situations. If that all makes sense. Yeah, most of the fights like you're probably insta flicking. Like rifles, you're insta flicking, letting your spray micro adjust. Pistols, right? If you're on a Glock, you're insta flicking and you're just spamming. Like why not? You have a bunch of bullets. SMGs, you're obviously insta flicking, spraying. Op, you're always insta flicking, right? And then Deagles or Scouts, you're probably not insta flicking unless you're playing cover, right? If you're on a Deagle, you should confirm. But if you're playing cover, don't. You should insta flick. Let me see. I missed a bunch of chats. Mirage is your weakest map by far. I cannot help you with that. Fuck that map. I hate Mirage. They should get rid of it. I could probably help you with entering though, actually, because I do know how to entry on the map. I'll show that in a second. Should most of my kills be? Oh yeah, I said. You start playing CS2. What should you learn first? Basic nades, and also how to kill people. I don't know where you're at exactly. How deep in a spray should you reset if you miss? Depends on the situation. So if it's long range, you should be bursting, right? You should just be bursting regardless. And then if you're playing cover, same thing. You should be like bursting and playing the cover. But if you're close range, you just commit to their dead. If it's close to medium range, you commit to their dead. There's no point in like resetting, because you're already in on it, and they're probably gonna kill you. How about pistols? Because I really struggle with insta flick and then track. Find it easier to a slower. No, you should still insta flick with pistols. You should. So with pistols, let me go to aimbots. Because this is a mistake I see people making with aim. It's something I've been working on myself. Since CS2 is only 12 round has, do you script rounds or have set ways to approach the first?
Come on, chop chop.
The way I was playing is I would have a general style of how to play against the team. If I had, let me see, SV. Oh, wait, this is the wrong thing. Hold on. Turn this shit off. Where's the shit at? Where's the debug? Boom. JR, the way we were doing it is some maps we have a general like script for the first couple rounds and like a general way to play. So most maps was like a general default to start off with if we had like no prep work on the other team, and then some maps was like like an actual script for the first couple rounds because it's something that we wanted to condition. So I guess like for Ancient, I could just say this because I'm not in the team anymore. Like we would always start off CT halves by doing heavy Ivy control because it would set us up for conditioning of Ivy. And we could like switch up the numbers after that. But I would always do it'd always be like a general, like the way we'd always play against like a team that we had no prep work on is like we would just assume like the safest option, like the safest bet. So it's like we'd always like pack default. And then if we had reads or if there was prep work, which there never was, unless like we knew like we played them before, that I guess that would be our prep work. Then like we'd start off in a different style, but most of the time it was like we'd start off most maps the same way. First you can start ahead, you play more. But I did, speaking of that though, I did see NATO Safix, he had a tweet about that where he said that at the pro level, teams will like, they will pick their first like 3 rounds, what they're doing on the first 3 gun rounds after like researching the other team, and then they play off of that. They don't like, you start off with a your own, you start off every game like with a different couple first rounds, you know, like because the games have to progress off of like what you, however you started, you know. So if you started in a pack default, you're gonna have options that you could do because you're in a pack default in Inferno, and you're gonna have options that you're not able to do if you were like, you know, say if you're like in a split default. So it's like you have to build whatever you start off with, and then you choose what you start off with based if you have prep work or if you don't. If that makes sense. What's good, Lennon? What's good, Scambros? That's my dad. What's the best way to find a team right now? Twitter. Twitter, find Big and Tall Matt. He's got a whole spreadsheet for people who are looking for teams and looking for players. You agree? You don't like Mirage? Yeah. Welcome to the club, man. Fuck that, Matt. It's been in here way too long. That shit's so stale. I'll go to Mirage though, if Refrag didn't shut down. Yeah, Baker, go to Twitter, bro. That's it used to be ESCA. That used to be like the spot for looking for teams, but those forums are beyond dead. Let me get server open. All right, so we're gonna do entry pathing, and the only reason I'm doing this is because this is the only thing I like to do on Mirage is jump out B and entry on B site. I have decent movement. I practice CS and Val. Do you have any guides on peaks? What do you mean specifically? When to use wide and quick peaks? Yeah, I can try and answer that. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Individual like fighting stuff like that, like individual firepower is like probably one of my weakest points as a player. And it was gonna be something I was gonna work on this season, was like just to pug and focus on like solo queue stuff. Cause like my whole time that I've been playing CS and taking it seriously, like every game and every round I'm looking like I saw this in an automatic interview with Daniel Kapadia. But yeah, like I did the same shit as him. Like every round, every time something bad would happen, I'd look at the macro. It's like, oh, this went wrong because of the team, you know, didn't fail to do this, or they did this successfully. And I would look at the macro. How could we play this as a team? How could we play this as a team? I never like really went try hard on like, how do I make any strat work? Like, how do I ensure kills? You know, like, how do I like just be a good player to like, even if it's the wrong strat, like just to be good enough to make that strat work because of how skilled I am. So like peaks and like individual, like, you know, just like the movement combined with aim and stuff is probably my weak point. I think aim is gonna be a strong point of mine because I've been grinding the fuck out of Kovacs. I'm like actually crazy at that shit now. But it's like putting it all together with peaking and movement and all that stuff is probably my weak, like in a game, in a pug, if that makes sense. But I could try and answer the peaks in a second. Just in general, like I guess wide peak if you. God, there's like so many things I can think of. So I guess like wide peak if you know where they are, or you can hit a jiggle beforehand, just to bait out a shot. If you know that if they know where you are, I guess probably jiggle to bait out a shot, and then wide peak. You can also wide peak too if there's people behind you ready to trade, because you can't tight peek if someone's behind you. You're just setting them up for failure. They don't have space. If they're opping, yeah, obviously jiggle that shit. Quick peek if I don't know. I guess quick peek if you're pre-firing angles or something. So you're not exposed to too many things. So like if you're, you know, clearing apps, you shouldn't like wide peek like fucking this because you're exposed to other angles. So I guess like quick peeks are more for like when you're clearing an area, if that makes sense. If people have other corrections, like I'm throw them in the chat because I want to learn this shit too. If you guys have other stuff for peeking. It's a win-win. Either I get the entry and we win the round, or I die and I don't have to play. Yeah, there you go, man. That's a win right there. But yeah, this is my favorite thing to do on Mirage. All right, so when you're entering on Mirage, like as on a B rush, bro, you throw this combo. This is old as fuck, but you throw this. You bounce a flash off this wall, goes through that window. Usually should go a little bit deeper. Like go to the side of this doorway, aim right there, left click, throw a flash. It shouldn't fucking blind you. Hold on. Go boom, aim up here, left click, throw that. It goes through there. Lands on at the window, and then while you're running here, you throw a flash off that wall, and you swing cat with this. And this flash lands right behind you. So the dude cat. Oh fuck! I didn't bind this. Landed in a silo. What the fuck? Watch this. Here, bounce off there. Fuck! I messed up the movement, and I just blinded the fuck out of myself. Hold on. You do the first flash. Come here. You could like molly pit or something while you're doing this too. Come here. Bounce the flash right there. Jump off. And then you hard swing cat. This flash won't blind you. But anyone cat or like get right or under window trying to fight you, they're getting full blinded by that flash. That is my favorite thing to do. And then obviously, you know, after you clear this, you turn around. If market's not smoked, you clear this and then you clear empty. That's how you entry. This shit is so fun to do. Especially if you master it, but you just hit the full fucking combo. You hit him with the boom. Hit him with the boom. Clear this. Clear that shit. When clearing angles. I watched Donk, his movement is so clean. I should probably watch Donk then for individual stuff. Yo, when playing Kovacs, do you use the same sense in res? No, not for all scenarios. I do use stretch. I saw Matty OW saying that you probably shouldn't use stretch because it messes up the scenario. But I just use it because I want to keep my like horizontal and vertical sensitivity ratio the same because playing on a stretch sensitivity affects vertical and horizontal ratio. So I play Kovacs stretched, but I do change my sense depending on the scenario. So I used to only do the same sense for all scenarios. I play in like 50 centimeters per 360, but I saw Minigod talking about how like you should probably change your. I saw Minigod talking about this, and someone actually was DMing me on Discord about it as well. How like you should probably play around, I think it's 30 to 50 centimeters per 360 for target switching scenarios, and then like 40 plus for static scenarios, and then usually want to play like around, I think 20 to 35 for tracking. So I just kept my sense the same for static and target switching, but I switched my sensitivity for tracking because if you're in a tracking scenario on Kovacs and you play like I play 50 centimeters, so that's pretty low. Like that's what is that in CS? 0.5 at 1600, right? 0.57. I think it's supposed to be 0.5. My sense just change. Oh, it doesn't matter. Yeah, 0.5. Yeah, I think that's the wrong sense. I gotta change that. Actually, it doesn't matter though. What was I saying? Oh, tracking. Yeah, so if you're doing tracking with a super low sense, you're using like all arm aim while you're doing a tracking scenario. So they're doing like air voltaic or a reactive, but that doesn't like translate that well in game because most of the time when you do use your tracking training, it's for the micro adjust after a flick. Because when you're doing air voltaic and you're tracking that ball around, that trains your micro adjusting because you're constantly readjusting onto the target, you know? And when you use that in a game like Counter-Strike, you use that for like the flick and then the micro adjust correction. And so most of the time in Counter-Strike, these fights are so small that that micro adjust correction that you get from, you know, doing tracking scenarios is used by your fingertips. And if you do tracking scenarios with your same sense as you do in Counter-Strike and you play on a low sense, all your tracking scenarios are using your arm aim and you're neglecting your fingertip aim for which is used the most for, you know, readjusting onto a target in game. So I started playing tracking scenarios on a higher sense to hit more my wrist and fingertip aim, which is translates better to Counter-Strike because that's when you actually use your tracking practice is for micro adjust back onto a target, if that makes sense. And I've seen it help. It's helped out my static scores a lot and Pokeball scores, and also target switching because I'm actually micro adjusting with my fingers. Because most of the time when you like if you're use that micro adjusting and the shit they get from arm tracking, like the target has to be like this close to you to use your arm for a micro adjust, which you're probably not going to miss that shot to begin with. So you don't really need to train your tracking with arm for Counter-Strike. You need to train like your fingertips a lot. If that makes sense. Hopefully I'm explaining that well. How do you train movement? Look at my aim routine. I have like some movement training stuff. You can do like refrag scenarios and stuff, but you could probably do like DM and shit, X-Fire, Crossfire maps. But I have a whole movement or aim training video where I made a whole routine where it gets more than just aim because I feel like I'm a really good aimer. I'm Masters. I can't talk. I'm Masters complete in Kovacs, but I'm still losing fights. So I made a whole routine to like convert that all to CS skills with like movement and also like spray patterns and stuff. So I have like movement in the video. How can I call an effective T-set for a map? For a map like Nuke, I feel like if I try to learn from a pro demo, it's a lot of start with a basic default and just start with one default if you're on a team, and then just build off of that. Like learn, like try and create for yourself like the most basic stuff. So it's like just start with outside smokes off a spawn, and then be like, okay, what can we do with these outside smokes? Okay, we can go down cigarette with this. Okay, we'll make that a set play. Oh, we can actually pop these smokes and go garage. We can make that, you know, a branch off of the default. Oh, we could throw these smokes, fake it, and hit A. Okay, let's set that in stone. Let's officialize a play like that. Oh, we can throw these smokes and, you know, hit ramp. Like, just start with one basic default, and just think of a default as like any way to get map control. So outside smokes off a spawn, and then just think of all the ways. Just play over and over, and think like while you're in a game, it's like, oh, it would be really nice to have an A exec like, you know, 30 seconds in the round, or oh, it'd be nice to have an A exec after we throw the smokes and hit A right away, and then you just start building off of one default, and then you know you'll have one default really well mastered, and then you can start branching into other defaults and like learning from pro games and seeing like, oh, they're doing these other variations too. Like you can watch pro games and see like variations that they have from their defaults, but like you said, there's a lot of prep, so it's kind of hard to see. So you have to watch like a bunch of games to get an idea for it. But you can learn to call really well if you just play one default, and build off of that yourself. So the second flash, yeah, it's right here. The second flash is right here. You didn't know that was possible? Are you talking about for Mirage, Andrew? Are you allowed to watch other vids on stream, or you get? No, I can watch vids. Is this a workshop map? This is refrag. Nadar on refrag. How to rush B with samurai. Take 50. Actually though, dog is a case of being so good you can't replicate. Oh, okay, really? It's like watching like simple type stuff. JK, I like it. We'll do this. Hell yeah, bro. Let me know how it goes. Samurai, what's your favorite Drake song? Dude, fuck Drake. We got beef with Drake right now. But if it's gonna be it's probably Lord knows. Hey Sam, do you know the fast lineup for CT elbow Molotov? No, I don't. I never played mid on Ancient. Dude, I'm not catching up with these chats, bro. I keep on seeing this thing go up. I'm so far behind. My aim felt kind of good on 1920 1080, but I switched to 1280 because I thought it was an advantage. Does it really matter? No, it doesn't matter. Like, there's some advantages because the targets look bigger, but it's not that big of a deal. I'm just used to 4x3 because I like having a more zoomed in screen. Like, the targets look bigger. It's easy for me to notice them, especially because like I sit kind of farther away from my monitor because like I'm trying to IGL, so I'm constantly looking at my radar. So I kind of want to have my screen a bit more zoomed in so it's easier to see targets. But you don't need to play. It doesn't make that much of an advantage. Because there's other advantages of playing native as well. Because targets in native move slower, technically speaking. They move the same speed, but visually they move slower. Makes a ton of sense. All right, but yeah. Oh, you're talking about the tracking. Okay, cool. That shit helped a ton, bro. Like, actually. Doing higher sensitivity when tracking. Not only does it help you translate the tracking practice into CS aim more because you're using tracking with your fingertips and wrist, it also lets you get easier scores because those scenarios were never meant to be played on with like 50 centimeter sense. Like if you're doing air voltaic, like dude, playing 50 centimeter sense on that, I'm having to lift up my mouse like 3 times to do like a 360. It was horrible. So my scores instantly shot up and then my aim instantly improved as well. You probably would want to do that kind of stuff though, like that kind of tracking with a lot more arm aim if you're playing like a game like Quake or something where targets are probably more closer, but you're in CS, you don't really need that. Do you have an aim training routine that doesn't take hours? Just do mine and then cut all the stuff in like a quarter. When's the best time to switch up utility you use to condition the enemy team? Are non-negotiable Molotovs like ramp, A ramp, and B as ever worth holding? Yes. So like when you're conditioning something, like part of the conditioning is like to not do it every single round, because like you're still accomplishing the same effect. But like if you're to do it, like let's say you do it for the next 4 rounds, but you don't do it the 3rd one, you're still like accomplishing the same effect. Like the 5th round, they usually Molotov ramp, but the third round you ended up saving it, so it was like a bit better that round for you later in the half. So like you shouldn't be conditioning. If you're conditioning something, you shouldn't be doing it every single round. Some rounds you can, skimp on util depending on like what it is. But yeah, some maps there are, I guess I'd say non-negotiables, like a window smoke on Mirage, unless you plan a late take or something. So I guess that's technically not a non-negotiable. Let me see if I can think of a better example. Maybe Vertigo on ramp, CT side. Like you probably always want to throw some type of ramp smoke. That'd be like an example of a non-negotiable. But for conditioning purposes, you don't need to do it every single round. And then when to cash out on it is if you start getting reads. So like if you start seeing tendencies based off that util, it's like, okay, let's think of one. All right, so let's say you've been, I don't know, Molotoving Why am I on Mirage, bro? Fuck this map. Let's say you've been molotoving like deep apps and like nading it. Nading behind it every round. And like you check your util damage, you know, the next couple of rounds, and you see that you've been doing a lot of damage. Like after like two rounds of doing that, you could probably cash out on it. Like the guy's sick of getting naded. So then next round, you can have your teammate throw that same util, and you walk up right behind that molly, and then he flashes instead, and you have deep abs control. And that guy's probably not there, you know? Think you ever play Shut the fuck up, Sean. Refrag, crossfire solid, been using that recent. Yeah, refrag is definitely solid. You have to use it like correctly though, because I was using it before as like an aim trainer, like a long ass time ago. It's not good as an aim trainer. Like you should use it as like of putting everything together, which I guarantee Andrew does that. But I'm just saying for everyone else in the chat, like if you're doing a crossfire, like the thing I found the most beneficial from crossfire was not looking at errors in my aim, but was looking at errors in like, was this the correct technique for the fight? Like, right, if I'm in a crossfire map and I see someone cat and I go for full spray, okay, that's the error. I went for full spray. Even if I got the kill, like, because the aim could have been good, but I did the wrong technique, or like, oh, I did the wrong peek, or oh, I should have jiggled after I missed the burst. Like, you're looking for like technique errors when you're doing refrag and stuff. That's what I found the most useful for. Yeah, when the flash went under the box. Yeah, I didn't know it could do that either. It went like in the missiles. 130 ADR. Bro, that's not happening with me on the team, Caillou. I'm stealing those frags, bro. I am baiting you guys. I'm stat padding. Stat padding. I thought I said that wrong. If you go watch that 639, his movement for 1v1 fights so clean. What 639? I don't see a. Did you send a link or something? Like the way your game looks, res cross. Show my settings. How do I show my settings? Tell me how to show them and I can show them. Using full arm on low sense, and I tell myself to use wrist. So that's the thing. Minigod, there's a look at the interviews with Minigod and Maddie OW on Daniel Capadia's channel. Those guys are both aim trainer mains, and they've worked with pro players. And they talk about a big problem that CS players have is that because it's easier to, you know, lower your sense. It's easier to lower your sense because let's say that this is the target. If you're on a really high sense, in order to hit this target, your margin for error is like so small. Like it's very tiny if you're like very high sense. Like you have to move your mouse in the perfect spot in order to hit that target. But if you're on a low sense, you know, let's say it takes you like, let's say it takes 100 centimeters for you to do a 360. You have like this much margin of error on your mouse pad to be within the target. It like pretty much just zooms in the target on your mouse pad. It makes it easier to hit. So a lot of CS players, they play on the low sense because they find it easier, you know, to adjust onto their targets because they have a bigger margin for error when you're on a slower sensitivity. But the problem is when you do this is that you just end up, you know, doubling down on being better with arm aim. But you could just fix that by just fixing the problem that you have an issue with. So if you have a problem with like, you know, micro adjusts, instead of lowering your sense even more, so you use even more arm, just work on your micro adjust in your fingertip and wrist aim. And then you could play on a relatively like normal sensitivity without having to go like super slow. So it's like, if that's the style you're comfortable with, like you probably shouldn't change it. But if you could tell that your weak point is, you know, wrist and fingertip aim, it's something you should work on instead of just like trying to cope with it by lowering your sense even more. Like I would say stay at whatever sense that you're using, but you recognize it's a weak point, so just work on those things. Didn't know I have a Twitch? Yeah, I stream on Twitch and then YouTube and I think Kick. I don't think it's going right now though. How did not get fucked on by guys? Hey, you're asking the wrong person, bro. No, let's smoke E-Box and split B every round on Anubis. Okay, let me go to the map so I can picture this because I'm having trouble right now. What's the best knife in game, not counting yours? Best knife, probably like a ruby or something, or an actual sapphire. I don't have a sapphire. It's a fake one. Butterfly, I'd say butterfly ruby or butterfly sapphire. That's like a dream knife of mine. There's the orc emojis. How often should you change position you play on CT? Are you talking about cross map or same site? Clarify. Commands. What's exclamation commands? We're talking about the correct. All right, Josh. This is the most Josh response ever. Just kill him, dude. Get a point. Bro needs commands. What do I do? What is that? What is he talking about commands? Notice on the Nubis, bro. Did you just say his government name is saying DDK? Who's DDK? Is there a point where sense is too low? Probably. If you're like at 100 centimeters or something. There's a general range of sensitivity you want to play on it. I think the general range is like 20 to 70-ish for CS. Oh, the link disappeared? Oh, I don't know. Who's DDK? Am I tweaking right now? Any advice for building a new team from a new IGLs perspective, looking to play ESC? Yes. So, all right, okay, we can get into a lot here. So if you're building a new team, start with the basics. Oh, Daniel Capadia? That's the name of his channel. That's the name of his YouTube channel. Where he's got like the podcast and stuff. That's how I know him. Why is he known as DDK for something? Oh, really? I didn't know that. Yeah, I just saw him from his channel. DDK. DDK. Isn't it like Donkey Kong or something? Oh, shit. I did not know that. Okay, yeah. For building a new team, though, start with the basics. Start with the basics. Just set positions. Start with like one default and like one execute on every map, and then just build off of that default. And then once you find out that the default doesn't work against certain things, like a certain style of team, create a new one. But that's probably not going to be an issue for a while. And then also watch a lot of watch a lot of demos just to get an idea how to play. Watch a lot of demos, and then make sure everyone on the team is on the same page in terms of like goals and stuff. Back in the golden era CS. Yeah, I thought his voice sounded familiar. Because I'd watch his podcast. What is this? You said 6:36, right? Timestamp? Damn. Oh, you can't hear it? Oh, he was just talking about the movement. Fuck. The stupid Streamlabs shit, dude. It doesn't should play the audio. I have to set it up every time. We left for Valorant. Oh, okay. Can you calculate centimeter 360 from EDPI? Look it up. There's a... What's it called? A calculator. Just gotta look it up. It'll tell your centimeter per 360. But just start using that. If you're gonna start talking about sensitivity, start using your centimeter per 360, so people don't have to calculate it. That's the new meta, bro. Like right now, I'm on 50. I'm on 50 centimeter per 360. Okay, I'm on this map because of Anubis. So you said, how do you stop them from smoking you off? And then getting fucked, you said? Getting fucked by a bunch of dudes in E-Box? Is that what you said? Was that the question? How do you stop getting smoked and fucked by dudes in E-Box? Who asked this? I need you to clarify. I forgot. 7.3. No shot. You did something wrong. You're not on 7.3. What's your sensitivity? Dude, if you're on 7.3, are you serious? You measured it with a tape measure? There's no shot you playing 7.3. 8 at 800. You're not on that sense, bro. I was actually about to look that up. There's no way you're on that sense. That's crazy. That is crazy. So yo, are you going to Dallas, Caillou? I'm trying to see that 7.3, bro. You gonna be at Dallas? You should slide. Nah? Damn. Okay. Unfortunate. That was in the chat. Dude, 7.3 would be crazy. Alright. Where'd that dude go about the Nubis question? I'm gonna keep looking for shit to talk about. Even though I'm pretty sure I talked about everything that I have on here. I showed all this. Yeah, if anyone has questions, bro, ask questions. 'Cause I'm looking through my notes to see what I could talk about. But I'd rather answer questions. I guess I could show this. Oh, actually, I did show that already. But whatever. I'll show it again. It says that you're at 51.1. Is that too low? You're within range. That's in like the general range. As long as you're within like 30 to 70ish, even if you're past 70, like you're probably fine. Or even if you're below 30, you're probably fine too. Sense is not that big of a deal. You're probably chilling. Yeah, there's some util right here. And Mexi in this corner, top of that window, that's Moto, and then right here, that's Arch side. You can back up right here and hit him with a motherfucking weapon in this set. Some shit like this. Not like that. There's a boiler flash there somewhere. Arch side smoke. Alright, forget that util. Fuck that util. Let me see. Is switching to higher DPI actually worth it? Or the difference is negligible, but technically speaking, higher DPI is better. You want to play like 800 or 1600. You just have because there's more, like you can be a bit more precise because there's more pixels. So if you're at like 400, there'll be a little bit more skipping. It's a little bit harder to be precise, but the difference is extremely negligible. Damn, bro, I've showed like all my stuff. I guess I can show this here. Long haul util. If you're clearing out apps on Inferno and like it's an anti-eco and you don't want to get fucked by a taser or these pistols or shotguns, the safest way to clear apps is to use this util set right here. So look at it, ready? You get one guy, well you get like two guys. These two guys can come right here. They go steps and they chill for a second because you don't want to come around this corner and get tased. And you have another guy back here. You line up with this crack. You aim at the edge of this brick right here, and you run, jump through a molly. Okay, it's fucking crazy, bro. Right here, crack. Right there, that brick. Run, jump through a molly. And that refrag cross. There's Elo and crossfire. What the fuck? I'll have to check. Why is this missing? This is literally it. It's right here. Okay, boom. So yeah, right here, crack, bottom of this brick, run, jump to a molly. This will bounce off. It'll land right here, clearing out these close angles. And your teammates, right, they can come in, clear this out. Hopefully this molly is down before someone pushes. Right, you can get this off pretty quick. Once your teammates clear out these close angles, right here, they're just gonna take a nade and double nade boiler. Both of them are gonna double nade this. And that will punish any of like that gimmicky eco play where people will boost in the corner bullet right here. So it's like boom, you have a molly to clear out close. These guys come here, double nade. They clear out deep. And then from the same position, if you wanted, you could also nade for them to clear out close before the molly. You can nade like this. Not do any damage to anyone holding close. And then you could also throw a flash too for the long haul angle. But this is not as necessary if they're on pistols. That is not the fucking flash. Boom. Boom. The flash also gets right there. So you get like that whole util set all with the same lineup. And then these guys double nade, clear out that, and then they can peek this off a flash. Or they throw a flash behind them. That's like the safest way to clear out apps. Top 0.51%. How do I check this? Or is it on refrag? What is this? Where would I find this? Crossfire Elo, top 3.45. How do you get higher Elo? Is it just by not dying? Man, I'm calling a noob, bro. You have no idea. Oh. Yeah, let me see what else I got. Damn, bro, I've showed literally everything. Yeah, that's everything. That's all my note cards. All right, we got a problem then. I got no prepped stuff to talk about, and I got streams 3 times a week now. The fuck am I gonna do? Should I do like coaching videos or something? Like I watch someone's demo, or I watch like a demo. Demo review your match. How to play like Info Hip. How Info Hip dropped 130 ADR. Hippo season. Hippo strike. No, you think that's decent though? Should I do that? I think that'd be decent content, right? Watch people's demos. Or just watch like a pro demo. Because I gotta catch up, bro. I haven't watched a pro demo in forever. But demos kind of suck right now, don't they? That is true. Get some donations. I need some bread. Does the demo UI still suck? It does. Fuck. Would play-by-plays and comp or retakes be possible? What do you mean by play-by-plays? What do you mean by that? Oh, actually, I think I had some video topics I could have talked about. I wrote some down. Oh, actually, I can get your... You don't need it to be good for a POV review, though. True, yeah, if it's a POV, that's pretty easy. Show the elbow molly lineup on Ancient. You're talking about for mid? CT side mid? Because I don't know that. I never played CT side mid. Show me how to beat Wanagoons. Who's on Wanagoons now? Oh, that's Revel, right? That's the old Revel team. I tried out for them and I played on Inferno. I'm trying to think if they do anything. I don't think they do anything. I don't know shit about them. Cause they let me yeah, just tell Jackro, bro. He'll slam his desk. that's you start talking shit, yeah. Yeah, find out where he plays and just go for Jackro. Get him tilted. Oh, I gotta turn on this fan, bro. I'm sweating right now. How do you deal with overpass CTA site since they removed? I don't know. I used to be an A player, but that was like a year ago. Josh isn't in here, is he? Andrew, what do you think about that? You just don't challenge Fountain that much anymore, right? Because I mean, most of the overpass CT side was just you play to fall. Like you play to fall back to site, and now that you don't have spawns, like I guess it just nerfed the initial picks. So I guess it just nerfed like challenging Fountain, which was you never really did that often as a CT on overpass. He's talking about overpass CT side on A site. So I guess like you just don't go for A aggression as often, and then if you do go for it, you're doing for like more of a stacked type of A push play, like 3-4 people or more util. Yeah, something along those lines. Dude, I got like Johnny Bravo here right now. Hold on, that shit's tweaking. Yeah, Patrick, I can't help you with the ancient nade. Was there another? Yeah, Cool Burns, what were you talking about play-by-plays? What do you mean by that? And hold on, I did have a video idea, I think. Oh, that's what I was gonna ask. All right, so because I don't have much to talk about because I'm out of note cards. Maybe I'll get some more in the future because I'm like watching demos and stuff. But what would you guys think of? I was thinking about this as an idea. So like, I want to start doing like those interviews pretty consistently, where like I'm interviewing a player, like with a certain role, like a pro player or something, or you know someone who's an IGL. I was thinking too, maybe I can get a player who plays a like certain role or position, and then he just like, it's like a podcast, but it's like in server. It's just like a server time podcast, where it's like I'm just in here spectating. And I'm asking questions and he's talking and I'm talking about stuff. And then the topic of that podcast is Inferno Pit. And we just talk for like an hour about Inferno Pit. Like, would that be a good idea? Because like I wanna do like what DDK does, Daniel Kapadia. I want to do what he does like, with interviews. Like I have another interview lined up this Thursday with MDS, the IGL of Take Flight. It's an ECL team, and I want to keep doing stuff like that. Where like I'm interviewing IGLs or coaches, and we can talk about, you know, we can talk about ideas, but like I want to make my shit specific about CS, and so it's like if we're talking about like a certain map, and like this guy's like really good banana player, like I want to show that, I want to see that while I'm talking to him, so it could be like a server time podcast, if that makes sense. You think that'd be cool, Andrew? I was thinking about it, so people can't. True, yeah. Yeah, it is true, because you would have to worry about counter striding. I mean, I did ask, hold on, that might be going through the mic. I asked MDS about that. I asked him if he wanted to talk, if he was able to talk about the IGL role. And I was like, if you don't want to, because like you're worried about counter, anti-stratting and stuff, like I completely understand. But he's like, no, I'm down. So, I don't know. Still explain concept without giving up count. Yeah. Yeah, true. It does depend on the person. Do it after they get kicked, or from a team. It's like when you talk about the decisions and stuff as you play, but it would probably be easier to do in demos. So the concept in other games. It's like when you talk about the decisions and stuff. Oh, you're talking about for like. For me, for content, like what Nothing used to do, where like he's playing and then he's talking about like, I know he's default, so I'm gonna peek this, and then I know there's one in pit, so but afterwards I'm like, when he's doing that shit, is that what you're talking about, Cool Burns? As you progress, what was the hardest bad habit to recognize, get rid of? The hardest one? Probably. Well, for me, this is very specific to me. Probably like getting tilted if I lose to people I think I'm better than. Like, I'm like, he doesn't put as much time as me. Why am I losing? I used to get really. I still do, bro. That's like it's still like a problem I have. Where like if I lose to someone who I like internally view as a shitter, like that pisses me off so much. Which is like, that's kind of bad. I shouldn't be doing that, but it still flares up. But like actual habits though, like, I don't know, an actual habit. I guess in terms of IGLing, I guess I used to be a lot less confident in my calls. So I would like you could probably ask Andrew this, because I noticed I noticed this after a while, where like when I would call, especially early on, I would just ask questions. Like, yeah, take banana, yeah, fast banana, yeah. Should we go arch? Yeah, go arch, yeah. I would like ask questions, and then I kind of like noticed that, and I tried being like a bit more assertive, because I would ask questions like scared of making the wrong call. And so like if someone said no, I'm like, okay, that was a bad call. We avoided a mistake. But it's like you can't play like that, because by avoiding those mistakes, like you're avoiding learning. It's like you kind of have to just be confident in whatever call that you have on mind. Say it as if it is like the best call. If you have that feeling, and if it turns out to be a bad call, then you just learn from it. I found myself being a lot more assertive with my calls towards the end of UDW. Maybe Andrew can attest to that. But I used to do that all the time. I'm like, yeah, take banana, yeah, yeah, we'll take arch, yeah. If I've mind mine made up on a roll, huh? So what'd you say? As you progress, was it? Oh yeah. If I had my mind made up on a roll. Oh, you feel that arc? Yeah, bro. Fuck losing those shitters, bro. I still do use follow recoil, yeah. Your mental vids actually made me increase in skill and COD before Hey, let's go. Let's go. Wait, what'd you say? I'm doing French. I was saying that, what the fuck are you doing French for? Oh, you want to move to... Hold on, actually, I don't know if I should say that. I don't want to leak personal info. But you... I mean, you want to move to Canada, right? Like, is that why? I remember you saying that a long time ago. Okay. People are gonna find you in Canada off of that. Okay, that makes sense. That's why you're doing French. Then you could talk to Bouchard. You could talk to Booger. You could talk to Booger in your own language. I was saying though, Andrew, I was saying that like early on with my calling, I like, because they're asking like what was the habit that took the longest to fix. I noticed it myself. I was saying you probably attest to it. That a lot of my calls would be like questions, where like I'd be like, "Yeah, take brackets, yeah, take brackets now, yeah. Should we take brackets? You want to take brackets? Let's do a fast banana, yeah. Oh, Josh, you want a fast banana?" And like I'll just wait for someone to like, yeah, I'd look for the confirmation, yeah. And then like towards the end, I like noticed that. I try to be a bit more assertive. Yeah, dude, because I wouldn't want to like mess up and then get flamed for it by Josh for like, and then he would just go on for 45 minutes post game. Well, it was definitely a problem before Josh, but I don't know. I was just scared of getting flamed for something. But that was definitely like a bad habit I had. You gotta be a bit more assertive, and then just if it fails, you just learn from it. If I have my mind made on a role, should I just stick to it or explore other roles? Are you on a team or no? If you're on a team, stick to that role. I forgot who it was. It was in one of those DDK podcasts. In-game leader, not an in-game suggest. Bro, that's a bar right there. That's a bar. Yeah, that's literally that's what I was doing before. I was the IGS. I was in-game suggesting. Yeah, take brackets, yeah? Yeah? No? Okay. Okay, we won't do that. Yeah, if you're on a team. Oh, that's what I was saying. Daniel Capadia, he was interviewing some like coach. I think it was an AIM lab, someone who worked for Voltaic, but they worked with pro players. And he was talking about like what they seem like with esports coaching. It's like, yeah, you should try in one trick. Like you should be a specialist in something. Because if you try and learn everything, you're gonna be equally good, like mediocre at everything. But you want a one trick, bro. Because then people are gonna want you for what you bring. Like you can really excel in a certain skill. So if you're on a team, you should 100% stick to a role, whatever role that you have. If you're not on a team, you know, you can explore for a bit, you know, and you can still explore later on, like off-season type stuff, like what you want to work with or change. But like once you're in season, or you know, once you have your mind made up, kind of, like, you should stick to one role and just one trick and be really good at that one role. Like for me, like that's IGLing. I was thinking about going this season, like, you know, maybe I won't IGL, but I was like, you know what, fuck it, bro. That is something I genuinely like really enjoy. So I do not think I would have fun. I mean, I would have fun, but I wouldn't be fulfilled if I wasn't IGLing. And that's something I spent like years to really work on. And it's like I don't want to just, you know, not do that anymore. Like I want a one trick. And that's my one trick is IGLing. But even though you're one tricking though, doesn't mean you should ignore your weaknesses. It just means that you shouldn't like work on everything equally, if that makes sense. Because like for this season, I'm not in a team, and how the fuck am I gonna work on IGLing if I'm not in a team? You can't. So this season I'm gonna be working on my weakness of like, you know, individual fragging power. But yeah, I'm one tricking IGLing. That's my thing. Example of an APOP on Nuke. Like to see how the util could work from each player. So you need two people. I could try. I don't think we ever really had an ape. We had a hut pop, but that was like for ecos, and it was just one flash. If you're looking for a full buy a pop, I'm assuming you could just do some similar shit. The one that we would do, very basic a pop, is like right here. You aim right there and you run jump throw, and the flash will miss. Fuck. Come here. Line up at the wall. We're about to make this up on the spot. And you aim right there, run jump throw. Fuck! Come here, line up at the wall, aim right there, run jump throw. Right here, aim underneath this dot, run jump throw. Bro, how did Eli throw this? Here, aim halfway point, run jump throw. What the fuck? Right here, crouch at the halfway point, stand up, run jump throw. Boom. That's the flash that we would throw. That was the hut pop flash. And then everyone would jump out and we clear like this. You know, pad like that. And that guy can throw like 2 flashes because they land above you. So you can do like, boom, comes back, throws another one. I'm making it so hard. Where's the lineup? I don't know where it's at. It's like this. I don't line this shit up. Whatever. So right here, under this guy, line up throw. But yeah, if you're doing like a full buy, you could have some guy throw that util, and then another guy like, I don't know, maybe you could drop 2 mollies up here. Probably doesn't need to. You probably only need 1 max. It's just top hut. Why is that missing? What the fuck? Top hut's probably like the only essential one. I think this one might be better though. If you throw it from here, this set, if you're going for an actual pop, you have the screws release when you hit the top of the door. Oh shit, okay. Yeah, we'll do that instead. This is a better for a pop probably. You aim, you come right here, line up in the silo right here at this crack, and then you aim right there. And you left click throw. This molly lands top Mustang and top hut. So when you're entering out, if you're going for like a pop, you know, you don't have to worry about above you because it's going to clear out those positions. And then from the same spot, this is what Andrew used to throw. Same spot, you just throw flashes. Those flashes land, should land above hut. Oh fuck, I showed you that. I found that other flash from here too. Yeah, I think you could just throw a flash like this. Same spot. Wait, hold on, a little bit more to the right. Hold on. What the fuck? Yeah, you throw flashes like that. Those will land right above HUD. You could throw those, or I found these. Let's see if I can get them on first try. Aim like right here. Try and jump throw. Yeah, you throw a flash like that. So you throw the molly, and then you throw those flashes, and your teammates can swing with that flash landing right behind the beam, and like hard clear all these positions. So like anyone Asian, you know, or like door or mini, they're getting blinded by that flash that lands up there. And you could swing with that flash from right here. There's better flashes now that go on top of the rafter. Oh, really? So yeah, if you wanted to pop, you could probably do one guy throws this flash, and another guy throws this util set right here. And then the 3 guys coming out, you have some guy firefight, you know, 2 guys come out, hard clear these positions. Guy in the back holds back sight, and then he comes out and pinches it with them as they wrap around. So it's like, boom, and then they wrap around. This guy holds right here. You could also do this too. I forgot who it was. I forgot what team it was, but you can throw HEs off of this as you're entering. And those chunk this guy who sits back here playing anti-flash. So like as you're hitting A site. Just chunk them. And if you have like, if you're doing this on the eco round, bro, you got like 4 Glocks running out, 2 or 3 people throw that nade, you're getting a free kill. As this guy's playing anti-flash. Started in Val. I like being entry fragger. I don't know roles in CS. I just started 2 days ago. I want to do the same thing. Open the site for my team. Yeah, so I just try playing front of the team, being a bit more impactful. Suez, well, on your defaults. Better flash than like. Oh yeah, yeah. Where are those flashes? Do you ever play retake servers? No. I mean, I'm not against retake servers. I just never really play them. The way you're gonna what makes you what makes you anxious about this? There's usually util you could throw too that makes this way safer. I think this flash right here. You can somehow incorporate this into the pop. It makes it really safe to do this where you're just swinging like this, because all these positions that hold you from the angle that you're not clearing, like if you're not clearing back here, you know you're hard clearing this. Everything, all up here, even back sight, all these spots get blinded by that flash. So that makes it safe for you to, you know, come out and just clear like this. So if you wanted to pop, maybe you could throw that flash instead. right? You have this guy come here. He throws the molly. He throws entry flash, and then you can throw a layered flash. And then you have this guy right here. He just throws these 2 layered flashes. You know, that'd be like probably the easiest way to pop out on a nuke. The roof flash, which one? Oh, you got it? No head bump for the speed. Head bump. Are you talking about this? Oh, is that a thing? I know it's a thing. You talking about that? Do you follow or have an aim? Yeah, I do. Look at my channel. I have an in-game CS routine that I run just for like incorporating all my motor skills from actual aim training with Kovacs and stuff. And like the whole goal of that is just like movement, you know, recoil control, technique, you know, bursting, tapping, all that stuff, and putting all the aim together in game. So I have like my own Counter-Strike routine. I have a whole video on it, and I have like a whole Excel spreadsheet about that. But I mainly do Kovacs. I mainly run Kovacs. That's like I run the 4BK aimbot routine. It's like a 3-day-a-week routine that the main goal is target switching. But yeah, I mainly do Kovacs. Jeff LaFlavor. Yes, but not exactly like that. You gain a ton of speed head bumping to swing the guy Tetris. So it's like this. Like that. You bump and swing him. That's kind of sick. Like this. I thought I am hitting it. Am I fucking it up still? It could be faster. Are you doing it knife out? Or... How does it give you a boost? That's crazy. Oh, with attack. It's like... Makes sense. Oh shit, I've been getting follows. I haven't even heard these. Damn, bro. Thanks for the follow, Kane Stuff. Thanks for the follow, Heidi Stream, Jeff LaFlavor, CF Shutout, and Fishy Poo Tank. Appreciate it, man. I didn't even... Fuck. Also, Speen07. Appreciate the follow, man. My bad, chat. Hold on, I have this alert box turned all the way down. I don't think it gives you speed, just those. Okay. Wanted to say, by the way, I've been following your YouTube for years. Oh, really? Thanks for stopping by the Twitch stream. I mean, I stream on YouTube too. I prefer to stream on YouTube, but you know, everyone wants to see the Twitch. But EU, so you never. Does 9 o'clock? What is 9 o'clock? Right. So an hour ago. What time is it for you in EU? Because I have a bunch of people who say they're from EU that watch me, and then they always say the same thing. They're like, bro, you always stream at demon time, and I stream at like 9 o'clock my time. 5 a.m. Fuck. Okay, because I want to hit my EU audience, bro. I feel like I have a big audience in EU. But I'm streaming at your guys' morning time. So if I were to stream at like what 9 o'clock for you guys, that would have to be 9 o'clock for you guys would have to be like 16 hours from now. So that would be like 4 p.m. here. I'd work at 4. Fuck. So if I were to stream during the day, I'd be able to hit the EU audience at their nighttime around 7-ish. So if I stream like 1 or 2-ish, I might be able to do something, bro. Because I want to hit my EU audience. Because right now my only streaming hours I have that work is Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 9 o'clock CST. If I were to stream at like 1 or 2 during the day, that would actually work some days. I just wouldn't be able to aim train, which sucks. Because I love aim training. It's my favorite thing to do. But I might be able to do that. If this pops off, bro, if this streaming shit pops off this season, because I plan on just going crazy on streaming content, I'll probably throw in like a day or switch one of the days to just stream in the morning instead to hit the EU audience. Let me write that down. It would have to be around 1 or 2ish my time, because that would be around 7ish your guys' time. I'm gonna write that down because this actually could be decent. Oh, for you though, I'm streaming this Thursday at 2 my time, CST. I'm interviewing MDS, the Take Flight IGL. He's an ECL IGL in North America. I'm doing an interview with him this Thursday at 2. Stream at 1 to 3ish during the day to hit EU audience. Yeah, that would probably be a good thing to do. We've scrimmed your old team a few times. That's, oh, bet. What team were you on? What are the most important aspects of soloing ramp? Communicating rotates. Well, it might be better for other people to communicate that rotate with you. But yeah, communicating rotates as while you're ramp, and then also just I mean, I was gonna say not dying, but sometimes it's not bad to like get 1 or 2 and then die as the ramp player. Because I don't want to make a blanket statement like that. If I was gonna make a blanket statement on ramp, it'd just be communicating rotates. What's the power in getting a guy down secret if that's the plan instead of the whole team going secret? If you throw outside smokes and CTs. Oh, so as a T. So yeah, what advantages do you get as a T going down secret? Well, one, you can pull rotates because they kind of have to respect someone being lower, right? You can molly, double, make noise, get a rotate down lower. If they don't rotate, you can easily just still hit A after going on secret by coming up through here, and like coming out through vent, and you can split the site like this through vent. Because it seems like it's like once you're down secret, like you're forced to go B. That's not true. If you get a lurk down secret, he can always come up A through vent and split A site with you. And you can throw a molly from down here too. If you're right here in this corner, you aim underneath this and you jump through. You can molly out top hut for your teammates from vent. So if you're that secret lurk and you still have a molly, you can throw that and then probably some flashes too. From down here. This looks goofy as fuck. But your teammates can come outdoor with these. Which I just figured that out. But they can come outdoor with these, and then, you know, if your teammates are coming out hut, they can come outdoor and hut with those flashes and that molly. They won't get your teammates. So you can throw a supportive util if you're the lurk down secret, and then you can just fly back up after. They're close left, come out. You know? Also, you just get a ton of util, or not util, a ton of info if you're down secret. You hear if they rotate, right? Or if you make contact with someone down here, you know that they rotated. Or you peek this, you spot the doors blown. It's like, oh, someone started secret. Or you can just, you know, full on lurk through, right? Your teammates can throw heavy util A, so that the guy lower like rotates up, and then you can lurk through, and you know just clear out B site, find out it's clear, or you find out information that no one's down here. Like there's a lot of things you can do as the lurk that gets down secret. I think the big mistake though that at least I used to make when I was the lurk, or we had a lurk down secret, is I always thought we had to finish B, and that's not true. Your lurk can always come up, right? Your lurk can always come up to the vent. And the other option is, right? This is the thing I used to always do too. If the lurk was down secret, I thought either we all have to go down secret with him, or we all have to go ramp to split B. Your other option too, if you know that the CTs are stacked like A and B, you can throw a ramp fake, and you know you could just hit A with the lurk coming up vent, or you could throw a ramp fake, and then you vent dive mid round. You can vent dive mid round just to meet your lurk down here secret, and then you actually go B. You don't always have to go ramp. If your lurk's on secret, there's a lot of things you can do too. The lurk can come up, you can come down mid round, you can go ramp, split B. The lurk can lurk all the way through. You can throw a fake A, let the lurk, you know, get some space. You pull rotate off a lower. You can look for a kill. He gets a lot of info down being down secret. The lurk can throw supportive util from down secret as you hit A. You can fake ramp, hit A with the lurk coming up ramp. You can fake A, hit ramp with, you know, splitting B with the lurk down secret. There's a lot of things you can do with the lurk down secret. That covers a lot of them though. People can watch that. I have practice whole day, so can watch in the afternoon. Sure, general. Bet. That would probably work then. DXG Death by Gamers? I don't recall. I can't think of it. So abuse that till they tell that's maybe what you're doing. For the most part, generally if they know that you're like constantly slowing down secret, they can like. Actually, I don't know. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I don't want to say something I don't really know. Renewal roster just grinding out. Okay, but say ramp in a team context or a face it type situation is very different. That is true. Yeah, because rotates and shit are fucked in face it. Is refrag worth it? I need to practice pre-fires, but if you need to practice pre-fires, there's probably workshop maps. I like refrag for other reasons though. What once beloved person, thing, or organization is now a complete joke. All right, man. Here goes Paula spamming the fucking ask Reddit questions, man. An active environmental conservation that when we went to Philly. Man, everyone out there was going green, bro. The streets were so beautiful. They were so clean. I actually have a question that might be a bit too in-depth, but might as well. I've been coaching a team EU ESCA main for months. I've been trying to get them to do proper defaults, but sometimes rough, and set strats seem to have a higher % chance of success, even if fundamentally less sound, but more flippy celeste. Wait, do you have any the correct system for a team depends solely on its parts? Yeah, it really does depend on the team, because I know there's some teams that were pretty successful. I used to listen to a lot of podcasts with IGLs where they would just run a bunch of scripts. I forgot which team it was. But I know MSL, he used to have like a bunch of flowcharts. That was something like he was known for. It's like always the same shit. And then, you know, you had like, was it like super old, was it Fnatic or NIP that all they did was just default? There was just a bunch of like players just mid-rounding all themselves. It really does depend on the team. But I think even if the set plays do work, like I think you should just work on if the weakness is defaults, you should work on that weakness. Even if like the set plays is like your good strength, like your main strength, like it doesn't mean you should shy away from your strength, but you should still be aware of your weaknesses and work on that. You know, no longer in the workshop. Oh, they're not. Then I guess you kind of have to get refrag. Then I'm not sponsored by them. If you don't want to get them, don't get them. I think it's like 8 a month. Some insane aimers where sometimes they struggle to make right decisions. Ideally, you would want them to learn so they can make those decisions, just so they improve as a player. Yeah, ideally you should just kind of push them in uncomfortable situations so they can work on that. But it doesn't. You don't have to like totally switch your style. You can still rely heavily on set plays. Some teams are stronger at running at default, filling in gaps on the fly with protocols. Other teams are stronger at having a bunch of set plays. To say it's better if set screen blanket default. I think that prag.com site has some pre-answer. Oh, okay. Yeah, you could probably do that instead. Try and like multiply the types of defaults. What do you mean by that? Like have several different defaults? Yeah, I mean, eventually. I think the mistake. So I'm just speaking from personal experience. Early on when I was IGLing, I did way too much like variety, where I wanted to get like every type of map control take, every type of default. I think that was a mistake. I think ideally you want to have one default, really flush it out, and you know have protocols throughout the whole default. You know, set finishes mid round, late round, at the start of the round of that default, and like really have like this. For me at least, I like to put a flow chart. I never really went strictly by the flow chart, but just helped me like visualize and understand the default better. But I like to like really flush out a default and look at all like the fakes and stuff that you can do off of it. Master one default and then you start another. And then you can maybe have like one main default and you can start another one before you master that if it's like necessary for the map, because some maps you kind of need like different defaults like right off the bat. An example is let's say Inferno, right? You want a pack default and you want a split default in Inferno. Like if you're playing against because it's really common to play like against passive teams on Inferno. It's also really common to play against, you know, aggressive teams on Inferno. So sometimes you can work on 2 defaults at the same time based on the default, but ideally you want to have like one default. You really flush it out, and then you can start another one. The team I'm on has specific play strats for different types of map control phase 2 scenarios rather than a blanket default. Yeah, so that's the other thing too with your defaults. Because I remember Andrew, he's the one that brought this up with the UDW, InfoHip, he's in the chat right now, was having like mid-round audibles. So it's like, instead of having like a default where it's like, after we take outside, then we take secret, then we do this. Like you have like words that you can say just to switch the branch like mid-round. And you just like mid-round audibles, yeah. It could be like a protocol too where it's like if this then that. But you can also just have like a call where you could just switch it up even if there is no if then. You could just do it just to do it, you know? Like an example was like of an audible that we had was on Nuke. If we were to do we had a pack.default where it's like we were all packed outside, and then mid round if we realized that I think as we realized that they had no op, which this wasn't mid round, that we'd call this at freeze time if there's no op. A mid round call is if I don't know, we saw someone start secret, then we know that yard is weak, so we would skip slash smokes and go straight into yard control with like a locker smoke. Someone throws fucking mini smoke, molly credit, someone molly's secret, and then bad credit molly, and we just take lockers instead of, you know, we would normally come out here and throw late slash smokes, some shit like this. I think that's something like that. I'm fucking these smokes up. We normally come out here and throw this, but then if we had like a Q, right, no op or someone started secret, then we'd be like, okay, we're switching this mid round. Boom, we're taking yard instead. So you have like a basic default, and then that default has like branches off, like audibles within it. So 2 different names for 2 different possible branches around. I mean, it could be several different branches, but yeah. Generally speaking, I could literally show. I'll show you. Here, I'll show you. Fuck, what's this website called? Flowcharts, Flowchart Maker, Lucid Chart. I want to see one that wasn't as flushed out, so I can show you kind of how I was doing defaults for a bit. And now you don't have to go crazy like I was doing with defaults. This is more for myself. So you can see Nuke right here. Nuke. I don't want to show the specifics. Okay, Inferno. You can see Inferno. Fuck it, I'll show it. Who cares? This is Inferno. This map's probably getting taken out anyways. So this is how I was approaching defaults for a while. I never had this on my second monitor while playing. This is more for like out of the game, for understanding the map better, just for myself. So I started with a basic default. So the green is the default. 4-pack A. Why is this move so weird? 4-pack A, base default. All right. So based off Andrew's info, he was the banana guy. If the CTs don't take banana, okay, take apps, or we have a finisher. We can regroup B, pop, and contact because the CTs didn't take banana. We could just pop, walk up B. Okay, CTs didn't take banana, take apps, regroup 2B, clear car, then go back and take brackets. That's okay. That's just one line of the default. Another thing that we could do too, right? 4-pack, based off Andrew's info, CTs do take banana. Okay, next thing we're doing, we're taking brackets. Okay, there's a finisher off this. If we realize that after we take brackets, that CTs leave 1 banana, to hold on to banana control, we can do a B plow where we don't even finish A. We just throw like a full B exec from bottom mid, and we just rush up banana and run the solo player down, right? That's a B plow. Okay, or CTs take banana. If unknown how many CTs are staying banana after they take banana, we'll go back and retake it, bait out util, full exec finish B. We play for the late round or something. Or, CTs take banana, we can do an arch control or something. We take shocks control, which probably shouldn't do because you're probably going to run into an A stack if they have banana. So retaking banana was like the main line. So we'd have like the default, which is the big green, and then the green arrow I was doing as like that's the main line. Like what is the most common thing that happens? Okay, green arrow goes down. Okay, it's all based off Andrew's information at banana. Okay, most of the time CTs are taking banana, and most of the time we don't know how many CTs are there. But for whatever reason, we see tendencies that they leave 1 there. Okay, next round we could do a finisher. We could plow B. Okay. Retake banana, go back, take brackets, and take arch control or something. Other things that we could do too. I had other lines branching off from this. So it's like, what are some other common starts? Oh, if it's a common B3 start, we don't have to play off Andrew's information anymore. We could just do a fast brackets because it's probably only 2A. Or we could do I had a purple, right? Here's the guide. This was the key. White was just a generic step of the default. Blue was a protocol. Yellow was a deviation, which means like, I'm not linking this. This is my default. Yellow was like a deviation of the default, so it's like, it's I could just change it just because I want to change it, Green was the default itself. Brown is a secondary default, so that means everyone's. The other thing I had too was so like a secondary default. So like the main default was the green one, which is like played off the main map control of the map. So it's like, okay, the main map control is obviously banana, but there's like some other secondary things that we can condition as well. So it's like stuff towards A. So the secondary default would be apps control. How are we, conditioning apps? Or on overpass, the main default would be like, I don't know, bath and con control. And the secondary default would be like the secondary, goal / default, whatever you're trying to condition, would be from the water player, whatever he's been doing towards water or monster. He's conditioning his own things. And this is like for that player to call. He's like, okay, I've been taking apps control, pace change, we can do a different type of apps take, or solo take, or pace change, we can do a heavy apps take, or pace change, we can pop apps or something, right? That's the secondary default. That solo lurk has his own playbook that he can play off of with his own thing. That like this can still happen no matter what's happening with the main default. It's just the secondary default. Orange was conditioning whatever we've been conditioning, and then purple is like cashing out of conditioning. So it's like, okay, we've been conditioning fast brackets. Okay, we could fake fast brackets into a B pop, in which you get a red. A red was a finisher, how to finish the map. Green arrow indicates main line. Blue arrow indicates main line of a deviation. So like if something deviates, this is the new main line. So it's like the main line is normally we play off of Andrew's information brackets, but common 3B start. Okay, we're doing a fast brackets instead. The new main line of a fast brackets is take brackets, CTs leave 2 banana, common. If known info, we have all these other ways to finish the map. If CTs leave 1 banana after taking brackets, we could plow B. They leave 2, see that the blue line still goes over here. We take shocks control off of shocks control. We could, fake shocks hit A. We could B rep. We can R trap A. Does that make sense? This was like an example of one of the defaults. This is probably like the most fleshed out one I've done. Obviously, I had more things I would add on to it. This is something I was just working on my own time just to help understand the map better. You don't have to do this with every map. You kind of, as an IGL, you'll pick up on this stuff internally, and you'll just have like a natural feel for these things. But it's pretty. I found it really helpful to like actually write it out, and this helped me find protocols to like actually establish that I didn't realize that we should have had established, like how many of the CTs are leaving banana, like based off tendencies. But you can do something along the lines of this if you want to use a flowchart, or you can just use this concept of main lines and deviations and protocols on your own internal flowchart for IGLing. He likes to play off intentions and reads. Yeah, so you can make something like this too, but like a lot of the things will probably be off of like reads of the other team. So it's like, okay, you can have another line here. If common aggro CT apps, and you can have other things to do off of that. What's Shock's position? Sorry, not from that's like the arch. Let me see. Did they kick me out of refrag? They did not kick me out. Shocks is like the arch side. So like this was like a big thing I'd always do. So it's like if we got banana control, like I always like to go a step further than brackets, and I'd always like to take actual shocks control, because there's so many things you can do with this conditioning of shocks. Like you can manipulate the moto player really easily with the shock smoke. So like right, you can throw the shock smoke, and then you have B and arch control, and then you just rat B, right? You just rat B with 3 players from CT, and then you have a 3-2 B split. And now the next time it comes around, you throw the shock smoke, the moto player's like, oh, last time they rat B, I'm not letting that happen again. You can now throw this as a T, throw the shock smoke, and then all 5 of you guys run up and just hit up wagon, and you pull the moto rotate off. And you don't even need a smoke moto because the rotate's not even here. He's over in CT, worried about the B wrap. Or you keep on throwing this and wrapping B. You can throw this again, and then 5 of you guys apps pop, and you can just throw the shock smoke without throwing a moto smoke, because again, you pull the rotate off. Or you can just throw this and then just take arch control, and then you can mid run off of this. You could throw this smoke on the fly, smoke library on the fly too, and then just wrap A. Like this was a big thing I like to do with our defaults, was taking shocks, because you asked the position, but hopefully that makes sense of like how it looked in the flowchart, what it actually looks like in game. Denying donut, yes, yeah, it's like that as well. But did that make sense though with the default, where it's like you have like a main line, and And obviously you would have other defaults, right? This was all off of the 4-pack A default, right? We had just a pack A default. There's a split default that I never got into making, right? If the CTs are passive, you have a whole different default with its own different deviations, main lines, secondary lines, protocols, finishers, based off this one default. Because a phase 3 finisher on a pack A default of full exec B is gonna be way different than a full exec B on a split default that you start with, because you might have less util on this default. You might have more time on this default. This one you might have less time because you're packed up the whole time. So like your finishers and protocols should be different depending on how you're starting the default. And then yeah, it should just be different. And then when you're playing the game, like when people talk about like, oh, Fnatic really dictated the pace, they showed a whole different face on this overpass. They showed a whole different side of themselves on this T side overpass. They probably played a whole different default with a whole different line and all these different variations and finishers that they never played before, and you can figure out which default to run if you have prep work on a team. So, right, if I'm playing against a team I don't know, most of the time we're going based off Andrew's information banana, right? Are they taking it? Are they not? This is against a team that we don't know. But if I do research on a team and I see these guys always start 3B, boom, I could start the game off instantly with fast brackets. And now we're playing off of the conditioning from this protocol over here, after taking fast brackets over and over and over again, because we already have reads, because we did research. So like you could pick your defaults based on the reads. You should have a default for like against a team that you just don't have any reads on or any research. And then, within that you have your own protocols, secondary defaults within that default of like other side of the map, what's being conditioned. And then, you have other defaults that you can even switch to a different default mid game if you realize, the 4-pack A is not working because these guys are really passive and we're taking too long. So we should split up. Boom, we're switching to split default, 6 rounds into our T half, and you can start seeing success that way. And you just start with this whole different line and all these different conditionings and variations and finishers. Does that make sense with defaults? This is just an example. I'm not scared to show this default because Inferno's probably getting removed. Also, Inferno kind of just sucks right now. But yeah, if people want to copy this, they can copy this. Fuck it. This is a video now. So whoever asked this question, bro, thank you, because I need stuff to talk about with content. So that's a whole video. It is just like chess, where you have main lines of chess. Like, oh, I always play the Sicilian defense. Okay, we're doing bishop, blah 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 blah, and he responds this way. Okay, that I respond, and you have like a main line of a chess line. It's the same thing with defaults, bro. And then obviously someone can, with Counter-Strike, it's not exactly like chess because someone could just throw a wrench in your default and all the protocols you have and just get a 4K or something, or a 2K, and it just fucks up your defaults, and then you have to mid round it. And that's why it's like, it's good to have this as a foundation, but it should not be like the only way you play. Like you should, like, the glue between every protocol that like takes you from one step to the next should be the players and just like their intuition and their own skill. It should not be extremely rehearsed. I mean, it should be extremely rehearsed, but it should not be like you're always set on doing this. Like, you should not be afraid to deviate off a default for a spontaneous call if it's the right call to make. This is just a general guideline, and that freedom that a lot of players want is found by jumping off of this guideline. Like, this is what I figured out for myself at least, is that this was like one of the last talks we had with our team before we ended up splitting up. But one of the players really wanted to have a lot more individual freedom because I was going kind of crazy with these diagrams of our defaults, and I was trying to tell him, it's like, dude, the freedom that you want to have can only be achieved by you advocating it from within this default. Like, it's not one extreme versus the other of like, oh, freedom versus no freedom and just protocols. Ideally, it should just be a foundation of protocols and lines that you follow, and then you can deviate off of those based off a player's own intuition. He can just make a call if he wants to. Fuck it, dude, I'm peeking mini. Fuck it, dude, I'm peeking arch side if he has a good read. And that's the freedom that those players need to, like, the freedom that you want if you're playing a style like this is found from like self-advocation from your players, if that makes sense. So it's like, don't look at this and take it to the extreme of like, oh, we always need to follow this every round. Ideally, you want to follow this like perfectly if it's like something new to you. But once you get it ingrained, bro, don't be afraid to jump off of the default, jump off the protocols for other reads. And if you do that enough, you might find out it's like, oh, we can actually just make that a protocol. If this happens, then we do this, because usually your intuition is right. If you're smart enough for the game, and then you can just make that into its own protocol. And you can have players even within this. You can have like player authority, where it's like, if Josh says he was peeking this, then this happens. And, you know, you can have like individual player authorities programmed within this default if you really want to go crazy like that. Hopefully that makes sense with the defaults. I hopefully explain that really well. You show taking mid and B lane as CTs on Ancient. I could show lane. Mid I can't really show because I'm not too much of a mid. I'll try. Sounds like someone played. Yeah, I played chess for. I was pretty into chess for a while. Yes, fast brackets becomes the main line, and then you play off of this. So that's the other thing I want to say too with the default. So it's like, with the defaults, like you don't want to be calling spontaneous strats, right? Like I said this before, but like at high level CS, like every team has their protocols down to a really high level. So if you call random things, you're just playing into protocols. And the whole point of having defaults with conditioning and cashing out of conditioning is that you're setting up a finisher, right? Fast brackets, fast brackets, fast brackets, fake fast brackets, boom, we're popping B. Fake fast brackets, boom, we're apps popping. And it's like boxing where, you know, you jab to the head, jab to the head, jab to the head. Or you jab the body, jab the body, jab the body. You know, next time you fake jab the body, the guy's gonna, you know, cover his body because he's worried about getting jabbed there. And you come in with a front left hook, and his guard's exposed. It's the same thing with high level CS, bro. Teams at a high level, their protocols are so good that if you just call random things, right? Oh, this round we're gonna do wagging exec. Oh, this round we're gonna do fake A to B rep. Their protocols are gonna counter it. You have to set up for this fake A to B rep, and the way you set this up is with these defaults by conditioning. Fast brackets, fast brackets, fast brackets. You know, conditioning. Late take banana, late take banana, late take banana. Like, you condition these things and you set up these finishers. That's why it's really important to have a foundation of a default. And also it keeps your whole team on the same page. They know what's going on. It reduces comms, right? You don't have to say, oh, go back and retake banana every round, right? They just know what to do already if, you know, blank happens. It saves comms, it reduces comms, it gets everyone on the same page. And then it gives you a foundation to jump off of for player freedoms if you have this all set up, and it sets up finishers as well. It's really important to have a flushed out default. And this is a mistake I made too. I said earlier with IGLing is that I had like 6 different defaults right off the bat, and none of them were flushed out. Start off with one, really nail it, and then start off with another, and then really like flush that one out too. And now you have different ways to play against the map against different types of teams. Hopefully that helps. Okay. Maybe that's a stupid question, but how did you end up in a team? I'm LFT for so long and trying to find at least. Did you have to? Honestly, bro, that's why I started making content. I did it as a resume. I started making content. I really encourage other people to make content as well. I'm not like some fucking crazy big YouTuber or nothing. But I started making content because I wanted to IGL, and tryouts for IGLs suck ass, right? You get one pug, you get a pug tryout on Mirage. It's like, dude, that does not show how good of an IGL I am, right? It doesn't say anything about the strats I know. Maybe a team will try out for a week, but still, that doesn't even show how you really don't get in the depth of IGLing until you're like on a set dedicated team. So I started making content just to show like I know what I'm talking about, and it got me a lot of opportunities for teams, and it made really good players want to play with me, because you know I could show I knew what I was talking about just by them clicking on my YouTube channel. So if you have trouble getting noticed, a YouTube channel would probably help. You can go on, fuck. You can go on Twitter looking for teams that way. That helps too. Reddit, but Twitter's probably the best, or the Scrim Discord. Someone doesn't cry. I hope my team doesn't see me crying about them on random stream. By the way, thank you so much for the information you're sharing. That really makes sense. Hey, I'm an open book, bro. Open book, bro. OBS, you need to simplify this in game because you don't have time to think about all this stuff. Yeah, exactly. You want to simplify the default, so you're not having to think about every step every round. It's just natural. You have it rehearsed. As long as you're crying about that, I think you're good. Yeah, you're good. You got the okay from Evelyn, bro. You're good. It's just when your conditioning plays fail, then you can never cash out. You know, you can still cash out. You can still definitely cash out. Even if they're failing, bro, you can still cash out. Because you can get tendencies, right? So, like, say you're trying to condition half-wall smoke, right? You're trying to condition this, but they keep on jumping through, right? They jump through your half-wall smoke and they challenge it. Okay. Even though this is failing with, like, conditioning, I don't know, maybe them to, like, respect the smoke, you still have a tendency off of it failing. Oh, they're jumping through. Okay, we could throw half-wall smoke and late pop banana. We'll do a delayed pop. So teammate throws a half-wall smoke. You wait for them to flash through. You got like 3 guys sitting bottom steps, and then boom, you counter flash, and then you pop through off of their timing and jumping through. You can still condition off of failed defaults. It depends on the default though. So like if you, I've talked about it before, but yeah, if you're doing like, if you're throwing outside smokes every round, like if it's failing, you have to punish them. You have to punish them with whatever you're trying to condition before they're gonna respect it. So, like that was an example. They were not respecting your smokes. Now you have to punish them, and now they will respect that smoke. You know. Another example too is, let's say you're doing fast brackets every round. You're throwing this, and it's failing because you're only sending like 2 guys brackets, and they get demolished. Okay, send 4 next time, and really punish them for trying to challenge your fast brackets take. And now next time you throw it, you know they're gonna be scared about it because last time you threw it, 4 guys came up, so now they're gonna see the smoke and actually fall off. So ideally, if you're trying to condition something, you want to do it with some force behind it to gain that respect before you fake it. What site is this? This is refrag.gg. I'm not sponsored. Does that make sense? Okay, I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna end the stream here. I'm gonna end the stream here. I have to go eat. I'm starving right now. Shout out Heidi, bro. You got a video I'm about to work on. I'm about to make that a video. Shout out to everyone who showed up in the stream too, bro. That's kind of crazy. 20 concurrent viewers right now. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Does that make sense? Thank you for so much for the answers. Happy to help, bro. I'm an open book for the most part because I got some other defaults. You know, you got some other ones in there. I can't show those. I can't show my nuke defaults, or I had like 3 going. Can't be showing those. I ain't got shit on ancient yet or overpass. I think I had stuff. I just never got around to writing it out. And this helped initially. I will say this helped initially, just to understand how defaults should work, and then I kind of just like figured it out in my head. Yeah, it's a good exercise if you're an IGL, just to like work on your understanding of a map. But yeah, yo, appreciate everyone for showing up for the stream though, man. That 20 viewers concurrent is kind of crazy. Yeah, more questions for next time. Tuesday, I will be streaming a match, and then I could probably do some tips and tricks afterwards, do some questions and stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna try and be consistent with this streaming shit, bro. Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday for sure at 9 Central. I'll be trying to stream. So if you got people, you got a shitty IGL, you know he wants you want him to be a better IGL, have him stop by. You got teammates, bro, have him stop by. You know, help a brother out. You know. But yeah, that's it, y'all. I appreciate everyone showing up, man. This was really sick. Appreciate you too, Heidi, for the question. All right, chat. I will keep it coming. SCB, I will keep it coming. Appreciate everyone following the stream earlier today too. You guys have a good